Hey guys, this may actually be my last build this league, or at least more serious build. And this is, well, I guess not really a very serious build because I didn't really finish it. I am feeling burnout of PoE and, well, this is also kind of a meme build. This is a hit-based Soulrend build with a bunch of alt quality, Diallas, Ashes, all that stuff. I was actually surprised that the damage scales pretty well because there is Phantasmal Soulrend which gives 100% increased damage with hits per 20 quality. This is gonna be difficult for me to make this video. Whenever I have some kind of like migraine or post-migraine or pre-migraine, something happens to my brain and it's so difficult to form a proper sentence. So I'm gonna try to somehow make this video. The build feels pretty good for mapping, but that's probably because mostly I still have good dot DPS. I still, at least in PoB, have 419,000 dot DPS, so it's still kind of okay. But the hit damage is over almost 3 million. I actually in the end had to use faster casting rather than spell echo because I am using pinpoint support, which doesn't synergize very well with the spell echo because then you just lock yourself in place for way too long. But for clear speed it works really well. The lighting warp that I have with this, also using divergent lighting warp with enough cast speed, and it feels so good using this lighting warp. I guess the problem is on most builds you don't really have luxury of enough sockets for lighting warp, which needs to be linked to like faster casting and then less duration and possibly swift affliction. And this is also using phantasmal lighting warp, so it also with quality gets less duration, and I don't have increased duration on the passive skill tree, and I'm running Ashes, so it works really well with the lighting warp. Now when I was using anomalous spell echo inside Diallas, it had more DPS, but the single target just felt bad, and it also slowed me down clear speed wise because like if I'm casting, the spell echo locks you in place until it finishes both casts, and meanwhile you cannot really use lighting warp. And in the end I just swapped to faster casting for like smoother gameplay, but I do lose quite a bit of damage. If I show you PoB, defensive numbers don't look that bad, although this is with the Steel Skin active and the Progenesis Flask active. The Progenesis Flask does not have 100% uptime. Oh, I actually forgot the anointment. The anointment, I was thinking of adding this one, Natural Remedies, to increase the flash duration, but it would still not have 100% uptime. The gimmick was essentially just use alt quality, Diallas, Ashes, the Phantasmal Soulrend, and then inside the Diallas you want 2 red sockets and the rest green. Getting +2 levels is way more damage when getting an extra increased damage with hits. And same goes for Empower, you want plus levels, so you want at least 2 red sockets inside the Diallas, and then yeah, the rest just scaling hit damage. This is non-crit build as well. I am actually missing 1 level for Awakened Void Manipulation. You can have 3 red sockets and then just put like a level 3 Awakened Void Manipulation, because at level 5 it gives +1 extra level, and that will give quite a lot of damage. Actually I forgot to set that in here. So if this was level 5, so you would have 3 million hit DPS and then additional almost 500,000 dot DPS. And if I were to replace faster casting with spell echo with the anomalous spell echo, you can see that the damage goes up by quite a lot more, but you have to stand still for a lot longer, and it just does not feel good. Like you're not tank enough to be able to face tank everything, so I think in the end use faster casting. I am using Balance of Terror. Now the Wither, I think in the end I would probably use Wither Totem instead, because right now it does not feel very consistent. Well, I guess it is more consistent over the longer duration, because as an Occultist you apply 1 Wither stack on an enemy every 1 second, which lasts for 15 seconds. Normally Wither only lasts for 2 seconds. I'm not sure if this is affected by the Withers expire slower, but either way, when you engage enemies, they don't have withers and it takes 15 seconds to ramp up the damage, which feels bad. So for that I'm also using Balance of Terror, and this Balance of Terror inflict wither for 2 seconds on hit if you have cast a despair in the past 10 seconds. It should be more consistent than wither, because wither totem can die and then it does not apply withers anymore, but with this, as long as you keep casting despair every like 10 seconds, you will on hit apply wither. The problem is it only lasts 2 seconds and you don't hit that fast, that frequently. I am also using Eldritch Battery because the mana cost on Soulrend is very high. I am running Determination, Zealotry, Tempest Shield, and Temporal Chain on a Blasphemy. And Temporal Chain on Blasphemy works really well when you lightning warp quickly into enemy packs and then start like blowing them up with the Occultist explosions. It slows them down just enough for you to, well, explode those enemies before they hit you. The passive skill tree, I also try to path through the passive skill tree in a bit different way because I tend to travel through exact same nodes on the passive skill tree. And this time I kind of tried to plan something a bit different, unusual. Like instead of going through here, I went through here. Wow, so different. But it does seem efficient. I'm not sure if it's worth actually going this way, but I do want to take Lancing Blows. I do want these for resistances, although now I have overcap resistance. Initially I was also thinking of anointing Inexorable. That way I would also generate Enduring Charges. You can also add Enduring Charge, you can add Enduring Cry, but then that's another button to click and it would be pretty slow unless you get the Warcry speed somehow. Well, the good thing is I'm also leeching Energy Shield with the Soulrend. I also wanted to make a proc band, like a trigger band, and it would trigger Essence Drain, and Essence Drain leeches life. Wait, is it leeching life or is it regenerating life? Alright, so Essence Drain regenerates percentage of the debuff damage as life, so it's not leech. So you can still benefit from leech and you can still auto trigger Essence Drain to give you extra regen. But I couldn't get a good wand with like +1. I also wanted a lot of cast speed to feel great, like spell damage. Projectile speed is also important, and then open suffix to craft trigger mod. But then again, this trigger is what, every 8 seconds, something like that? Yeah, it has 8-second cooldown, unless you can unveil it, but the chances of unveiling good modifiers and that trigger stuff are very low. So ideally I would want to add Essence Drain, but again, this is like a meme build. It's not really performing as well as I expected, but it's kind of also better than I expected for a meme build, if that makes sense. So in the end, it's just kind of a whatever build. Now, like I mentioned at the start, I am feeling burnout of PoE, and I feel like not many people want to see PoE videos now, but I may do like a challenge build with the Bramblejack. Maybe attempt to do a full reflect build with the Bramblejack, although Bramblejack alone will not be enough because that's only for melee. So I will probably still have to add some kind of reflex to be able to deal with enemies, but it would be like a proper challenge for myself. Just kill enemies with the reflect. Not really using like castment damage taken to kill enemies or anything, just reflect essentially. I'm not sure, I haven't planned the build. I will try to plan it in the next couple days, and if it looks like at least half viable, I will probably do it. If not, then I may still do another build, but I'm already finishing my challenges for the first time ever. So after that I'll probably will want to take a break from PoE unless those upcoming events are gonna be interesting. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.